Ah, you pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Yeah, sure you forgot his name. You're a big fan of him.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Well, Mr. Holmes is in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joanne. Now then, why don't you tell me what... For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're barely well doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Yes, of course. I can't tell who is the servant and who's the master. What the heck? Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind.
Oh yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. You don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourself. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
Okay. According to Mr. Holmes, Mr. Garrideb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. What do you mean, digging? What do you mean by digging?
Holmes? Yeah, I thought I noticed something appear here after the dialogue.
Holmes, what are you... How did you even get in here? What's he doing over there? Mr. Holmes!
Aha, we meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious, when did you sneak in here?
Sherlock Holmes, sir, at your service.
Whatever you were doing over by the window.
I am given to watch the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such an observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here.
Well...
Keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. And one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, me?
I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind.
Wait, he's not talking about...
See? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Do you mean, Mr. Holmes? There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo.
I think so.
There's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Mr. Garrideb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerable distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I've been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements.
I beg your pardon?
The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Holmes' conclusions are both spot on. The maid isn't worried at all.
How could you possibly?
How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts.
Ah. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Okay, a beast, a ferocious beast? It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on a rampage of late within these four walls. Oh, I thought that was a cannon. No, that was a joke, but a ferocious beast, really? Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Oh, he's looking somewhere. For a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed to be that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration becomes so great, in fact, that you had a living breeding specimen shipped from India which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Wait, what's wrong with the right side of his face? Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, whoa! Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? What? Me? Are you suggesting the beast is the madam? The madam is the beast? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from, it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Oh. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb. At Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park, I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. Wow, that's completely wrong. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Is he serious? I mean, is he doing this on purpose or what? Aftermath. Now, Mr. Garrideb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by the supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man, I simply... But what, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer? Hey, yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. Oh! For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable?
the aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. Wait, that is a candle, right? Is it a candle? Which burned the carpet, maybe? A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh dearie me! What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Oh! This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look at the Tower of Cakes. Oh! There's no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an insatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Walked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. What is this nonsense? Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great detection of this beastly puzzle. They look shocked. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joanne? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrideb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. Oh. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why suddenly, Mr. Naruhodo? What is it again? Well, your deductions just now, do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea or cakes. Ah, my dear Mr. Sato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. Oh, what a glorious notion! Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it! Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning of Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Okay, I have no idea what could have caused this. But I mean, maybe the house... Maybe an earthquake? I don't know. Okay, where is he looking at? I really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garrideb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garrideb's gaze. It will lead us to the true answer. Thanks, game, for explaining the game mechanic again to me. Oh, look at the photograph behind that. What is that? What? Okay, there's Mr. Garrideb. He's holding something or someone. What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. Newlywed bride. Are you suggesting that the beast is bride? Ah, this must have been when Mr. Garrideb was still in the army. He seems to be carrying his rather stout bride effortlessly and beaming a smile at the time. I suppose he was very strong in his younger years. Hard to imagine now, he's as thin as a rake. The glass is broken, so you can't see the bride's face at all. But no amount of cracks could hide the woman's plump form. I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower there. Not someone you'd want to upset, that's for sure. Oh look, have you noticed the wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yes, that's an unusual design. It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower. Don't tell me this is Joanne, please.
Take that!
Don't tell me this is Joanne. It is Joanne, isn't it? Sorry about that. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Oh my god, Jones, why? Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrideb. It kinda looks like a baby, to be honest. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Oh, look at Joanne. She does have a... No, I can't see any ring on her fingers. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late, the fact remains that the beast, which has so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garrideb. Oh, and the mark on his face. That's a slap, right? The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Whoa! Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself.
He's still calling her a beast. Where could this very creature have disappeared to, madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous. Okay. Yeah, that is the clue? No. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garrideb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrideb's wife could be. Oh my god, you stupid. You stupid. Here we go, the ring. That was concealed from us. She's wearing a very large ring, look. Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring. It looks like it's on there for life too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger of that size. That's something to think, Mr. Naruhodo. Not to say. Do you know Mr. Garrideb's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one? It was a large sunflower design as well. Yeah, I noticed it too. Quite a coincidence. Quite so.
Take that!
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Oh. Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garrideb's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my word! Oh, that's why he can't fire you. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is the wife, yes, my Joanne. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally corker. Well, that serves you right. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. Yeah. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell ya. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? Like golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, they're here in London. One is rather judged. The household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Garrideb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb? Only in company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. Oh, is it just me, or did the music change? It's quite tense. Now, Mr. Garrideb. It is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Okay. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrideb's wife a beast. Yes, it's a woman that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garrett is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true! So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrett's pain is tangible though. What could that pose of his really signify? Oh my, look at that bright red mark! Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Garrett has been slapped on the face, it seems, hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Oh my god, well, that's a very limited number of candidates, I say. Susato-san, you're stupid.
Take that!
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheeks that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joanne Garrideb. Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah. How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garrideb to fly into a rage. And we need only to follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. The bills? Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garrideb's wife. Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. The bookmark? Oh, broken plate. Could be the broken plate. Oh, what is that? Someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Garrideb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Uh-oh. And look next to the signature here. Lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Susato-san. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. James. From Mary, it's not from Joanne.
Take that!
Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Uh-oh. He looks like she's gonna punch someone. Oh! Oh! Ah! I don't know the Morley woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't even know how it got there. Wait, are you Is your name James too? What a coincidence. It was just in there, you say? That's right, that's what I've been saying. Ah! A likely story. Now listen here, Joanne, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought a book at the second-hand place, and that note must already have been in here there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? Oh, wait, that was me. Oh wow, how long can she pour that tea into his cup without overflowing? That's right, that's what I'm using. Ah! A likely story? For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. Ah! Oh, his name isn't even James. A likely story? She doesn't believe anything he has to say. Are you questioning my name now? Yeah. And there we have it. Arouse the suspicious of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Poor Mr. Garrideb. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. No. Oh dear me. Okay, what is she looking at? Not that. But surely Mrs. Garrideb didn't eat the carpet? No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray in this room is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garrideb's gaze. Yeah. Yes. Circus handbill? What is that? This is an advertising handbill for the circus. Betty's Circus. It's in a nearby park. Isn't this the same as the one we saw earlier? The one that was folded up in Mrs. Garrideb's pocket? Perhaps they are very great circus lovers? It couldn't be that the Hungry Lion is somehow involved again here, could it? Oh dear, I do hope not. Oh yeah, the candlestick, there's a candle missing. This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small, surely it's very unstable. Looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the 3 missing? Because previously it was like this. Actually, it should have been like this. No, never mind.
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they are, and the scorch marks at the edge clearly gives away the truth. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Mrs. Garrideb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room in flames.
Yes,
For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there's but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire.
Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you!
Why is this a terrible secret? Oh, whoa, she's strong. Is this relevant anyhow? At all?
It's these dash long winter nights, you know, nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there.
And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark, and beast is most certainly an apt. Ah!
Here we go again. The carpet was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor?
Great to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between an old stick's rage and the raging flames.
You paint a horrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being.
Oh, that explains that. Over here, Mr. Garrett. Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me. Oh, that looks bad.
Had all my favorite old novels in that case, but as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke.
Gosh.
Then the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
The Lion's Pride. Ah yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again.
I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. Can only be described as a great British wonder.
I tell you, it was a total carnage, flames everywhere and the old stick in full fettle.
Out of interest, what time of day was that?
Not sure I can remember, it was 2 days ago now, let's say, around 5 o'clock I think.
Oh, time of murder. So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window.
Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing.
Oh, really? There's still the mystery of something unusual that happened, right? Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Kavideb's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were going to say that. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories, those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Of course it has to make sense. I mean, there are only two cases. The statement A is true or the statement A is not true. Great. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh no, is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now?
I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrideb. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Soseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer.
Alright.